Hello, my name is Annette Hidon. I am majoring in psychology with a concentration in Christian counseling. I hope to become a family counselor or a marriage counselor. My research question: to what extent does marijuana use influence academic performance, including grades, retention rates, and cognitive functioning among high school and college students? One of the reasons I chose this topic was because my daughter always complains about the smell of marijuana at her high school. Everywhere we go, the smell is always recognizable. At the mall, grocery stores, restaurants, people have the lingering smell of marijuana when they come out of their vehicles. So sad. The first article I chose for my research question is by Barker and Moreno. It's the effect of recreational marijuana legalization on college students, a longitudinal study of attitudes, intentions, and use behaviors. I chose this article because it involved college students over a 5-year period. It was conducted in 2 different states, Washington State and the state of Wisconsin. It focused on the students' attitudes, intentions, and behaviors towards marijuana use. It was a 5-year study among 338 students in 2 major public universities. It compared marijuana use among prior users and new users. The findings indicated prior users experienced the most significant effects, mainly because of the social norms and the acceptance of marijuana use today. I felt this study contributes to my research on college-age students, as prior marijuana use implies high school use. Since it was a 5-year study, all the prior users were more than likely to have been using in high school. The second article I chose was by Choi et al., exploring the impact of marijuana abuse on adults using machine learning. The article addresses adults ages 20 to 49, with prior research showing a need for intervention programs focused on the 20 to 29 year age group. This research addresses how marijuana carries major effects and a high potential for addiction. Repeated cannabis use can induce neurobiological changes in the brain and lead to various medical complications in young adults. This article contributes to my research by focusing on the impact of marijuana use on academic performance, specifically examining the neurological and overall mental health effects. The research method. The quantitative method offers a strong approach to analyzing the study's variables. The study will investigate the correlation between marijuana use and academic performance. I would use a correlational research design to investigate the relationship between the variables using archival data for the academic records, obtain test scores, GPA performance indicators, etc. I would also use survey research to gather self-reported data on marijuana use, study habits, and academic performance. If needed, I would conduct experimental research by including a cognitive assessment of working memory and attention span. The strengths. I think this could offer valuable insight into the impact of academic performance by demonstrating the effects on memory, concentration, and overall learning. The data will increase existing research. I think combining the survey research and experimental research would enhance the reliability, and I think that's where the strength would lie. Some of the limitations. Some of the limitations would include using the survey questionnaire, which can increase the participants' data to be under or over-reported. Another limitation of short-term studies is in short-term studies is their inability to fully capture the impact of marijuana use on academic performance. Because of the nature of the academic performance, it has the factors that it has factors that can complicate an accurate measurement, such as critical thinking and motivation. It can be considered confounding variables that can hinder the study. Other factors such as like sleep patterns, stress levels, part-time employment, those are also other examples of such variables. Using multiple data sources can enhance data reliability. I think that's where I'm at. When speaking of the reliability and validity, integrating like the self-reported data with academic records such as GPA would enhances the reliability of the research findings by mitigating the potential bias that exists in self-assessments. And also, Dr. Crawford, he highlights potential instrumentation to compromise internal validity. So he stresses that's critical, choosing the right instruments to do this study. If I were to actually conduct this study, my first priority would be securing approval from my university to conduct the study. I would obtain permissions from the participating high school or the university, ensuring the privacy of all students. I think that's like the main priority. The next step would involve administering a survey/questionnaire to each participant. Would probably acquire academic transcripts from all participants, and if possible, conducting a cognitive assessment on all participants. Some of the potential challenges that may arise would be probably from the high school administration. They may not be receptive to this type of study because high school students are a majority of minors. Their majority are under the age of 18, and you would have like a small group of students, mainly seniors, that would probably be able to participate without parent approval because depending on their age, being 18 and older. I could see a challenge arising in that area. I would propose using descriptive statistics to summarize the data. Also, I think it just depends on the specific variables that we're focusing on. That would depend on the optimal approach. So, in conclusion, I think I'll just restate what my question was. It was, to what extent does marijuana influence academic performance, including grades, retention rates, and cognitive functioning among high school and college students? I think a quantitative correlational research design is the optimal method approach for investigating the relationships among study variables. And I think some of the limitations would include underreporting or overreporting of data from survey questionnaire methods, and the inability of short-term studies to fully capture the impact of marijuana use on academic performance. The ongoing discussion surrounding marijuana remains a topic of significant interest, mainly because it's been popularized in the mainstream media and pop culture, such as the movies, and it's been around for many, many years. I think that's about it. Thank you so much for your time. God bless.